Hi everybody, Pat Huntoon here from Technique Junkies, and today I'm going to be showing you some ways to use these beautiful Aladine Pigment IZINKs. They're pigment ink. They're a rather thick pigment ink, and they come in some beautiful luscious colors. I have several of the colors open here so I can show you how they work. First of all, when you first use them, you just shake them just a little bit. And there's two ways that you can apply them. These have a nice little dropper tool on them. They come in a glass bottle. Some of them are shimmery, some of them are flat. I'm going to be working on watercolor paper because these work beautifully with water. I'm going to show you a few ways to use them and speeding it up as I go along. So when you first take them out, I'm going to take some out. I'm going to put a bit of it into a palette. I'm going to just give a couple of colors here. I'm going to start with the orchid. So now I'm going to put some turquoise in another palette. Okay, so I went ahead and I put the turquoise here, which is a flat color, and the topaz, which has pearl in it, next to it. And you can see that they're complementary, but they're very different. Once you add the pearl to them, they change a lot. Most of the colors have a pearl and a plain complement. And again, I told you that these do react very well with water. So what I'm going to do is just mist a little bit of water right over this just to get us some misting. Now I could do one of two things. I could just be working with a regular brush and taking it directly from here. I'm going to be, or I could add some water to these and thin them out a little bit, or I could just use them as they are right now. And you can see it's thicker. That's a pretty thick piece. And I'm just going to lay this on here and drop it on. Drop some more of this color on here, drop it all over with some water. I could add some secondary and third colors to these. More water just to create a little interesting kind of mixed media, little background there. Move it around a little bit and get a beautiful, beautiful background just without much work. Very pretty there. Dry these with a heat tool, and I'll do that right now. I've dried that with a heat tool. Now I'm going to take this lotus color, which is a flat color, and it's a lighter flat color. I shook it up. I'm just going to drop a couple of drops in here. And you can see I did that background piece and barely touched the colors that I put into that paint palette. Actually take that lotus, and I think I'm going to just use a paintbrush here, and I could put that on top of here and put some more water on there, and that is going to not muddy this up. It's going to go on there nice and sit on top. I mean, it doesn't create a mud puddle, which I really love, so you can add additional effects that way once they're dry. I can also take this gorgeous opaline, which is a white color, and I probably love this most of all. I can take this opaline color, and after shaking it up, I'm going to take a bunch of this and put it into this well here. Actually, pour that one. And I'm going to take a clean paintbrush, and I'm going to create speckles with this. And sometimes we try to create speckles with different things, and they don't come out quite so well. But I love that I can make these big. I can make these little speckles. They're all what it's all about. And I could do the same thing. You can see them. I don't know if you can see them on there. I got a bunch of speckles on there. I could do it with white, or I could take the black, and I'm just can dry this and stamp right into it. The cool thing about these is they're great for art journals, but they're great for backgrounds too. Look at how cool that background is. I'll show you that stamp. The easiest ways to use these is one of the ways I love is to do the little smash. And normally I would just take that right out of the bottles and put it on the work surface, but since I have some open, I'm just going to drop some on here. Add some water to this. Just plain old water. The paper I'm using here is Canson 90-pound cold press watercolor paper. It's not a really heavy duty watercolor paper. It's rather cheap actually, but I'm just using it as a background. So I'm just going to take this and give myself a little smoosh. I could have also watered the paper a little bit, probably move it a little bit more, but oh, you're going to like the way this looks. It's really pretty. I like this color combination I chose here. So you can see I have this beautiful background, and I could add some of my famous or infamous black dots to it. It's dry and it's done. Look at that beautiful background to be stamped into. Now, I don't want to waste any of this, so I could do one of two things. I can smush on it again. I could add some more ink to this, maybe put some white in there, so I change the colors a little bit, maybe some black in there. Maybe we'll put some more turquoise down since I have all this open, and the topaz. We'll add these colors in. All right, so I can just spritz these, and this time I'll spritz my cardstock so you can see. I'm sorry, it's watercolor paper, not cardstock. I just want to make sure that clear. And this one I'm going to press down again. And this, because it's watered so much, I'm getting a totally different look. It's a much more marble effect. And if I can keep my fingertips off the front, we're really going to love the way that looks. Look at how beautiful that is. That is just really gorgeous background that's going to be used. So that is the introduction today to the Aladine IZINK pigments. And next week we'll be talking about them again, using them with stencils. And I can't wait to see you. Thanks for stopping by today. Bye now.